So in this video, I'll be doing a setup tutorial on the DJI Ronin-SC with the Fujifilm X-A7. So far, I've been using this Fujifilm camera, and it's the first time I've ever used a Fujifilm camera, and I haven't been really impressed. The autofocusing is really terrible. I have tried it out on 2 different lenses. I did at first think that the kit lens really sucked, but this 16mm f1.4 is also as bad as the kit lens, so it must be the camera itself. And autofocusing is really noisy. So far it hasn't been a good experience, and even the free gift that they gave, the Fujifilm microphone, it's like the worst microphone that I've ever used in my life, guys, so no kidding. So coming back to this video, we'll be doing a setup on the DJI Ronin-SC, and take note, guys, for those of you guys who have this camera and are considering the DJI Ronin-SC, the DJI Ronin-SC has support for the other Fujifilm cameras such as the X-H1, the X-T2, X-T3, and so on, but this new guy over here, the Fujifilm X-A7, is not compatible, so take note of that. This is not compatible on the DJI Ronin-SC, but we're going to try it out mounting this. So this setup with the 16mm f1.4 Fuji non-lens probably weighs about 500 grams. Pretty light setup. So we're gonna throw on this terrible mic just to put it on, and we'll see how it goes. So let's get straight to the mounting. Okay, so basically here's the stuff that you need to set up on your X-A7 on the DJI Ronin-SC. And I will be mounting this free microphone that came with the purchase of the X-A7. This is a microphone from Fujifilm itself, so I haven't really opened the box yet. One thing really annoying is that this X-A7 uses a 2.5mm head jack. As you can see over here, no, sorry, not here, this side underneath this gray cap right here. If you pull that out, you can see that they actually use a 2.5mm head jack, but they did include this cable, this 2.5 to 3.5mm adapter. So, but still, it's pretty annoying to have this thing hanging around, and it's pretty long as well. I mean, like, it's only like 1mm difference, 2.5 to 3.5. But they did it anyway. So and the audio on this X-A7 is pretty bad, so I believe using a microphone would be pretty good idea. I am using the 16mm f1.4 Fuji non-lens because I tested it out and the autofocusing seems a lot better than the kit lens. So just gonna test it out with this setup. And first of all, we'll be using the camera riser because this lens is slightly thicker than the body, so we will need this camera riser. So that's screw that in first of all, and then get a coin or a screwdriver to tighten it. Make sure it's flush before you do. So just gonna straighten it like this. Is it straight? No, it's not straight. So I'm gonna straighten it like this, and then we're just gonna tighten this really tight. And then the next thing that we need to get out is the quick adjustment plate. And since we're using the camera riser, we will require 2 metal screws on your quick adjustment plate. If you turn it around where the heavy words is over here, you can see that the hole is slightly larger for you to screw in those metal screws and just let it drop down. So you need 2 of this, and just screw it to the bottom. If you're facing your camera upwards, the lens words also faces upwards. So just get that in, both screws. You can see something annoying is that because the screw on the X-A7 is actually to the side, it's not in the center of the lens, it actually is slightly on the side. So if you look at that, it's pretty strange, the positioning of that hole on the X-A7. So you can see that we can try using a lens support and see if that works. We need to put the lens support at an angle. So I believe this much. We are using a prime lens, so it doesn't matter. I don't think we'll be turning this thread on the lens itself, so we can just put it anywhere on the lens. We're just going to put the We don't really need this because it is supported, but I just want to test it out. How this, is it possible to screw in this lens support when it is at an angle? The XE1 as well, the screw is on the side of the lens, not in the middle. So if you're using a slightly heavier setup like the X Pro 3 or the X Pro 2, or I'm not so sure about the XT3's positioning of the hole, hopefully it is in the center of the lens rather than at the side like this. You can see it's not all the way to heavy, it's somewhere in the middle. And the lens support, it is pretty strange. It's on the side like that. So we're just gonna check out this microphone that we have here that came free with the purchase. And very nice. So it's a nice small microphone, kind of shotgun mic, and it is already armed with the 2.5 millimeters, so I won't be needing the adapter. But if you want to throw on a Rode microphone and stuff, you can. It also comes with the adapter in the box and the muff. So pretty nice. They have a groove over here as well, so you can actually put that in so that it doesn't dangle everywhere, just like that. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty smart. Just so something so simple and yet effective. So is there a power on button? Doesn't look like there's a power on button, and doesn't look like it uses batteries. Put this on first. We're gonna do this. Just gonna push in this cable here, and then we're just gonna open up the screen, this articulating screen. Oops. We're gonna mount it with the screen open so that it is easier for us to see instead of having the having the screen flat in like that. At least we have it at an angle, and we can get it slightly open like that, so that's slightly easier at an angle. Is it slightly easier? Okay, because of the microphone we can't really get this articulating screen back enough, but I believe this will do. Just gonna tilt it like this, so camera ready. Get the lens cap off, and we're ready to start the mounting. Okay, so we're just gonna get your Ronin-SC ready. Okay, so with the joystick facing you, just unlock all the axes, starting from the one which is highest. Basically this one here, and then one at the bottom over here, just above the DJI words. So open it up. This roll axis should be facing the same direction as the joystick, and the tilt axis should be on the right, and then we can just lock it back like that. So all good to go. Let's see if it's possible to be mounted with the screen and whether this microphone will clear the axis because of the terrible audio that it has. So we're going to do the tilt axis first. That looks good. We at position on this marking over here is about 0.3. It is slightly front heavy, so I'm going to shift it to the front by loosening this knob at the bottom and shift it to 0.2 and see if that works. Tighten it. Get the marker. Tighten that marker over here as well. So right now we're going to do the left to right. We're going to unlock this portion here. And you can see right now it is heavy to the left. So again, we're going to loosen the same knob at the bottom here, and we're going to shift it in until it balances without you touching it. So right now it's heavy to the right. Okay, so somewhere along these lines it is a bit tilted to the right, but as long as it's not moving, we can actually correct that with the auto tune. So left to right done. Now I'm going to do the upwards, and I don't think it will clear this axis. So if you want to use a microphone, take note of that. It won't clear. Actually it will, because we won't be going further back than straight up like that. So as long as you're straight up, you can see that it's not touching, and it's still got a few about 1 or 2 inches of space. So actually this does work. And we're going to clear the bottom axis straight down. It does work as well. So actually you can do this setup like this. You don't need to rotate it more than 90 degrees. This all the way up. So we're just going to continue this setup. We're going to point it upwards until it balances. Right now it's back heavy. Now it's front heavy, and like that. So you can see that it does clear. It is missing the pan axis, the roll axis by about 1 to 1 cm around there, but we're just going to tighten it like this. We got that settled, up, settled. Now we're going to do the pan axis. We're going to loosen this. Pan axis is at the bottom here. We're going to unlock this, and then we're going to tilt it 45 degrees. I think among all the axes of balancing, the pan is the most annoying. Okay, so this would be my makeshift method of balancing the pan. I don't know if any of you agree with me, but if it doesn't work for when you do 45 degrees, especially on the lighter setups, it's more difficult like this. So even for the Sony a6500, it is more difficult. So I normally use this method. If it's straight up like that, you can see. If it's like this, I'm just gonna shift it backwards. If it's in line, that's good enough for me. And then we'll just hit the auto tune button on the Ronin app itself. So if it's aligned, it manages to stay without rolling back. I normally just take it as good. It only seems to happen for the lighter setups. So we got all of this done, except this 45-degree angle. Yep, so on the marking it's about 2.5. And we're just gonna hit the auto tune, then we're gonna perform a barrel roll, and if the barrel roll does work, we'll take it as all good. Okay, so we're also gonna turn off the digital image stabilizer since we're using a gimbal. And then we're gonna film at 4K 24 frames per second just to test it out. So this is the remote, but it doesn't seem to work by pressing the record button. So I believe there is no compatibility between this new camera and the DJI Ronin-SC. However, if you still want to be able to stop recording without having to press the button on the shutter on the camera, you can always download the Fujifilm app. You can download the Fujifilm app right here, and then you just remove this USB Type-C cable, and then you can just place this mobile phone on the mobile phone holder over here. Just put it over here, and then you can actually use your iPhone or your Android phone to view on the monitor itself, because it does have live view shooting. So that's one idea, and you can also press the remote on your mobile phone instead of having to press on your camera itself. So like that. Yep, so once you have this working on your Fujifilm app, your screen over here becomes blank. So I can show you right now. The screen is blank, as you can see, and I'm going to rotate my camera. You can see on my screen it is a bit laggy, but at least you can see me right now. That's pretty handy to have this Fujifilm app. And you can also place your mobile phone right here and rotate it like that, because this screen doesn't rotate, so you can't use it like that. So that's pretty cool. And since we are using the phone instead of the screen, I actually closed the screen and made adjustments about it. So that's about it. So we can actually use this mobile phone, and we're gonna try it out. So we don't need the cable because the USB Type-C cable does not work. It is not compatible, but we can use your mobile phone for everything else, and they can change the modes and stuff. Okay, so right now, last of all, we're just gonna test out whether or not everything is balanced properly. So flip it up, flip it down, sorry, flip it up. Rotation, all good, seems to be good. Right now we're gonna do the vertigo mode. So we're going to the vertigo mode. Just gonna rotate it. seems to be doing great. Okay, so basically I just did another auto tune, and on the pan axis I actually shifted the marker to number 2. Number 2 seems to be the sweet spot for most of the small setups. So just gonna attempt the 360 barrel roll once again. My triple tapping, and then we're just gonna do the 360 barrel roll at marker number 2. Yep, so it's a lot better. So I'm going to do the automatic barrel roll by flipping the joystick to the right or to the left twice. And then going to go back to the Fuji app. I'm going to go live view. Okay, so I'm going to use my screen as a monitor and be able to press the record button. So I'm going to press the record button now. I'm going to change it to video mode first. Then I'm going to press the record button and we'll do some test out on the stabilization and stuff. And also to test out the microphone here. Okay, so I've got the microphone on backwards like this, so that we're going to test out the quality of the microphone as well. So just testing out the stabilization on the Ronin-SC with a Fujifilm X-A7. We are shooting at 16mm f1.4. It's quite windy outside right now, but this lens autofocusing is quite terrible. It's very slow, so I'm going to do a low shot. Autofocusing is really bad. Go back to normal. Okay, I think I'm running out of battery, so I'm going to do a quick vertigo mode right now. Automatic vertigo mode. And then we're done. So yep, that was a test shot on the X-A7 on the Ronin-SC, so that's all. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video setup tutorial on the DJI Ronin-SC with the Fujifilm X-A7. And since you're watching this video, you probably already have bought this Fujifilm X-A7. So if you have any ideas on how to make the autofocusing better, it's been really terrible as you saw from the video, please let me know in the comment section. So hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notifications button. Next video will be on the Nikon Z6 on the chain Gimbal S. So thanks guys for watching, and peace.